I'm kind of out of breath because I've been dancing in my room. So hi guys, how's it going? Yeah, I almost like thought of just going live while I was dancing. Are people doing that? Well, I guess, yeah. People have been doing live dance things since the pandemic. Anyway, I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if some other people hop on, but who's here? How's everyone doing? I figured out how to unlock auto rotate on my phone, which is good. Good. Hello. Oh, you figured out my middle name. Elizabeth, yeah. Did I say Elizabeth? I guess I did. You got the video. Okay. Elizabeth, someone found that out recently and they were like, Elizabeth, that's like royalty. I was like, yes, I'm royalty. Hi, how you doing? I love when people call me Nessa. I actually like really love it when people call me Nessa and not enough people do it. So I love that you guys do that. Nessa was my name growing up because I always felt like Janessa was very like formal. This thumbnail is terrifying. Yeah, that's why I chose it. I don't know. I look like a little demon angel. I liked it. Okay. Okay. I saw the Batman. Oh, really? Was it good? I wanted to go to the movies last week, and then I looked at what was playing, and I was like, maybe I don't need to go to the movies. Was it good? How was Batman? Can we just take a second to like appreciate how cool this is that I can just like live stream to you guys from my room? I still think that's so cool. It was very good. Okay, tell me what is up with people loving Batman. I don't get it. Yeah, I knew a guy who was like identified with Batman. I guess that's it for me. It's like people who identify with Batman I'm a little bit concerned about. Because they're like, I must embrace my dark side. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Oh, he's so dark. He's so tortured. He has to be hated by everyone in order to save the world. Like, no. Why do you admire that? Why do you aspire to have that? He's a badass. I guess he doesn't care what people think about him. I guess. And he's rich. He's got everything. He's got so much, and yet he's still so sad. So sad. Vengeance. Must have vengeance. Yeah, well, you know how I feel about vengeance. Anyway. Aggression and compassion. Yeah, I can see how he's like a role model, if you will, for guys, because he embodies like this soft side, this like yearning for the love that he didn't receive because of his parents, and yet he like I don't know. So then he like rules over his kingdom with that like heartbreak and that iron fist or something. I don't know. I personally I like a Spider-Man or I even prefer Superman, I think. And then people hate Superman. Sorry, I used to like get into debates with my friend about this. People hate Superman. Oh, it's the Batmobile, it's the car. Okay. Yeah, like I kind of think Superman has a better idea. But then they're like, oh, but he's not human. He's not human. He's too perfect. He's not too perfect. He has kryptonite. Thank you. I love Superman. Come on, that hair, those steely blues. Come on. Superman. He might be, like, he's an actual superhero. You know what I mean? He's something to aspire to. As opposed to someone who's, like, very, very human. Hi, Hannes. Superman is hope and... Oh, I like that. Thank you, Fish. Oh, that's true. I like that. I mean, justice. Yeah, yeah. Hi. Hi, Brian. Captain Canada. No, it's okay. People are into Marvel, you know? No, wait. Yeah, Marvel. There's like Marvel and DC. Why am I talking about super... I like literally am not the authority on superheroes. But that's what this started off with. Spider-Man. Yeah, come on, Spider-Man. I was with a kid who's like favorite superhero was Spider-Man. And I was like, so why is Spider-Man your favorite superhero? He had no answer for me. He was like, because he's the Spider-Man. I was like, yeah, but what do you like about him? He's the Spider-Man. I was like, what does Spider-Man do? He shoots webs, right? And he's like, yeah. Like, he just liked that he was Spider-Man. Okay, the Spider-Man costume. Cool. All right. So, I hope the person who requested this is actually watching. And we'll see how, like, Spider-Man will always be my absolute favorite since I was 7 and forevermore. There have been so many Spider-Man movies. All right, so I hope the person who actually requested this is watching, and if they're not, that's fine. And we'll see how, like, heavy this gets. I hope it doesn't get too heavy. But so, yeah, I was asked to talk about, you know, being there for someone, how to properly be there for someone when things aren't going very well in that person's life, whatever that might be, you know? And so, of course, I kind of have layers in how I want to answer this. Yeah, I thought of, like, putting a friend's fountain, but then I thought that was stupid. It wasn't stupid. It was just unnecessary. Okay, so, yeah. I want to start off by, like, in case you guys aren't sick of me saying this already, yeah, everyone is a projection of you. Everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is how you see them, how you hold them. All right, so that goes to for them being in need in any kind of way, meaning that that's like part of your reality. Part of your reality is people are in need in some way. People are less than, people are hurting, that's part of your reality, and that's for you to, it's not about like, it's never about blame, but it's like for you to take responsibility of being in your world. This is your world. This is yours, and you're connected to everything inside of it. You are everything inside of it in that way. Okay, so that's number one. And so what to do within that, right? What to do within that. Okay. First of all, I think that you have to, within that, you have to realize that you cannot be there for someone if you have a thing about it. And chances are you do. That's why it's showing up. So if you're really triggered, if you have a thing around, if you're like reactive to people being sick, people being unwell, people being stressed out, people being depressed, people being angry, people being frustrated, people being hopeless, whatever it is, then you can't really be there for them because you're there with yourself when you're triggered. You know what I'm saying? You're like very much with your own problem around this issue. So, and when you have that, most people tend to try to push it away, try to control it, try to like shove it under the rug, try to do something around it because they don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them upset in some kind of way. Okay, so you can't actually be with the person and be with the problem. That's number one, if you have something around it. Yeah. So, and this isn't to say like, okay, so you need to, I'm very much for like facing your triggers, being with them, not trying to avoid them. That is kind of a way to solve it if you have like, if you're especially sensitive to certain people, to kind of just set a boundary and pull yourself away. That's definitely a way to do it if you know that you'll be reactive to it, if you know that you can't handle it. But if you recognize that it's just, you're just being triggered, you just have something around it, and you can be there in it with the person and kind of feel your own shit going on and be like, no, like, this is fine. This is fine. I can just sit here in it. I can sit here in it, be here in it with this person. That's where you want to be. You want to be really, a word that I like around this is you want to be really flat around the topic. You want to have nothing around it. You're just like a blank, I've talked about this before, you're a blank, empty space for them, okay? So whatever's going on, you don't have anything around it. So if it's they're broke or something, okay? I'm kind of skirting around the topic, but anyway, if they're like really hard up, really broke, and you have personal things, like if it's your like parents or something, and it like takes you back to when you were a kid and you guys didn't have enough money, it's gonna be really reactive to you for other people to be like, oh, we don't have enough to pay rent this month or something. It's gonna get something from you. So if you can be like, it's okay. There's money. There's plenty of money. There's plenty of abundance. Things will be all right. It's just money. Things will turn out well. I'm not going to listen to my fears around this. I'm not going to listen to my fears around this, okay? I'm not going to listen to my stuff around this, my insecurity around this. No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the other person, okay? So then you can actually be in the conversation with them because you're not trying to push it away at all. You can actually be in the conversation with them, not with yourself, right? Okay, so that's like the thing that you want to get to. And chances are that won't happen immediately. And again, if it's like things showing up in your reality, it's probably things that you have something around. And it's like, you have something around it, so it's showing up. And so it's for you to turn around. It's for you to get to a place of neutrality, of ease, of calm, and turn it around. Like, turn that momentum around into something else. And then this is like what's leading into the next thing, which is when you are there for someone, okay, who are you actually there for? Meaning, are you there for this person with this problem? Are you there for the person in need? Like, who are they representing themselves as in that moment? Are they like the damsel in distress? Are they like the screw up? What are they to you in that moment? How are you seeing them? You know, because if you're there for that person, you're holding that person there in that place, in that state, in that persona, in that casting that you have given them, okay? And so you can fix and manage and do all kinds of things around that, but you haven't changed who they are, the character they're playing out for you, all right? And then you're creating like this whole story for you, this adventure for you guys to go on as them as that character and you as the person being there for that character, all right? Rather than you holding them as someone who is whole, perfect, and complete. No matter what they're saying, no matter what circumstances are going on, no matter what circumstances are going on, no matter their mood, no matter anything, okay? You know who they are. You know who they are. I had, this was like one of the workshop thingies I did a while back, and I had this guy named Dwayne who was very, he was such a sweetheart. But I like had a bit of a, I had some claws when I was going through this particular workshop, okay? And I remember this was like back when I was very depressed, guys. I was very, very depressed and down on myself. And I really saw that as me. I really identified as that person. It was like, that's the real me. That is the me that if I have like any chance of being with others, they have to accept this sad, pathetic person, That's my only salvation, that people accept me for this. And he would really get under my skin because he's like, I don't get who you're being right now. Why are you being this? I want to see Janessa. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is Janessa. And he's like, no, that's not. That's not you. I don't know who that is. Like, take that off your face, okay? I don't know who that is. I want to see Janessa. And it would just like go back and forth with this. And like another thing that we had to do in this workshop is like, I remember we had to like make this statement of like, I've been pretending that. And to me, I was like, what do you mean? I'm not pretending. This is the me. This is like the real, authentic self. This is me. And I just like, I found it so hard to say the words, I've been pretending that. But of course, there's so much power when you actually say like, I've been pretending that I am this person, because it is all a show. It is all a character, a mask that you put on, and you said, and okay, I guess I'm this now, and you've just been playing it out so long that now you've identified with it. It's not who you are. Who you are is whole, complete, and perfect. Perfect, okay? And this goes no matter what the circumstances and no matter what health issue you are dealing with. I really mean this. I don't know what you guys feel about, like, this was very comforting to me at some point. I actually had like a channeler. Okay, I don't care. I got really like curious about channeling for a while, and there was this like one person I found, and I had like a couple channeling sessions. So like for you guys, if you're like, what the hell is she talking about? He claimed to like channel into like a communal entity, if you want to put it that way. And he would like speak through them, okay? And I was just kind of curious, and it wasn't that much money, and I was like, okay, I want to see what's up. And so we had like a half-hour call, and I was dealing with a certain health issue at the time, and I told them about it, and they whatever were like, yeah, you know that we see like you're completely healthy. You're completely healthy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Like, literally, there's nothing wrong with you. Literally, we see you as healthy, in perfect health. Perfect. And I was like, what? No, I'm not. Like, I have to... And, what? Yeah, because you fight for your limitations, right? But that really stayed with me, and the way that I understand it is, like, it's just our creation, guys. It's just like our bodies are just pushed. Our bodies are us pushed out in the same way that people are reflections of us. Our bodies are, okay? Whether it's skinny, fat, like weird shaped, unhealthy, healthy. It's just a pushed out version of what we believe about ourselves, about the world. That's why I'm like physical image is actually, I think, a really important tool for all of us to get to see ourselves through a shape, you know? It can tell us so much about ourselves, and we can enjoy it too. So there's nothing wrong with caring about physical image or being not like attached to it, but it's useful. It's useful, and it contains us. It carries us. So for anyone dealing with any kind of like health issue, there's that for you to hold, that the health issue isn't real. It's not real. It's just an idea that got held so long that now it's like playing out, but it's not real. And even, you know, this is like what I believe, but even after people pass on, that's not real either. Like, this week I've really just been thinking about the idea that, like, I think the source of sadness in the world, like the source of basically all the screwed up things happening, is the idea of separation. Is that we believe in separation. We believe that we are separate from what we want and and like everyone else, from everyone else. That's the thing. We think there's an I, and we think it's like little me versus all of this. And it's not true. It's all one. It's all one. So whatever, something happens to your body, maybe you go, but you're just a different shape. You're just transformed. You're just a different shape. There's no separation. There's no loss. You know what I'm saying? There's no loss. It's just moved around. It's been like repainted. Sorry. What are you saying? Currently helping someone because of my Christian values. No love involved for the person, but a love for Jesus. What do you mean not true? Okay. Yeah, so there's that for you to hold. Don't let the person fool you, basically, is what I'm saying. And this goes too with people hurting you. I also wanted to turn this around to letting people be there for you. That's another thing. And recognizing that people are there for you and always have been. So I don't know why, but this popped up. I don't know if this was YouTube or this was somewhere, but I was thinking about this as I was getting ready for the video, and I was like, I'm gonna use this as an example. So it was this post about like, maybe this story is true, maybe it's not, but it's like Einstein was in his classroom and he wrote on the board all these multiplication tables, and it was like 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, and he goes all the way up to 10, and then for like 9 times 10 he wrote 91. And then in the story, it's like, and all of his class went crazy because they were like, oh, he got an answer wrong. He got an answer wrong. And then Einstein said, like, yes, but I got every other thing right. Let that be a lesson to you. That, like, people will point out your mistakes, not everything that you get right. And so, if you haven't failed, you haven't really done anything. All right. Okay. So, I just want to, like, reappropriate that story for, that people have been there for you. They have been there for you more than not. And also, separation is an illusion. Everyone is there for you. Everyone is there for you. If you think they are not, it's only because you think they are not. You create the separation. That's what we do as little humans. We go, I'm a me. And then we create a separation. Okay? And then from that place of feeling separate, we go, that person wasn't there for me. That's why I felt separate. I felt separate because that person left. No. No. Okay, they're still there. They're always there. But we record and we remember those times when we felt alone because they were so triggering and hard for us. Okay, and they left the biggest imprint on us. All right? We go, oh, that like really hurt because we felt it the most. We felt absence the most. Like we feel absence more than we feel normal. You know, if something is there every day, and then it's gone, you feel it being gone more than you feel it being there every day. Okay, so people are there for you. All right, and I mean, take my word at it or not, but if you can actually like bring yourself to those moments more than the times that you think people haven't been, I think you'll be a happier person, personally, and I think it will show up more for you. It will show up more for you, okay? Buy into the stories that you want to have. Decide that people are always there for you. People are always there for you, even when it might seem like they are not physically there for you, okay? They are there for you because they are there for you. Because this is all just your projection, all right? And you can have conversations with people. You can be with people at any moment in the day. And you might think like, I'm crazy talking to people, talking to like dead grandparents. But it's actually not that different from talking to someone in real life. Because again, we're like talking to an idea of someone that, yes, has like a physical form and they're interacting with us, but they interact in our mind as well. Okay, so that's what I want to say. And then also for people being there for you, it's the same thing. Like it goes both ways in that if you have something around that person being there for you, you'll get that. If you think no one can accept me, no one can love me just as I am. No one, like nothing penetrates this hole that I have inside of me. Then that's what you're gonna experience. And no matter what people do to try to be there for you, to talk to you, to just like be in your company, it's not gonna register for you because you won't let it. You have this story that you're not letting go of, that you're alone, you're separate, you're alone, you're this little person, all alone out there. No, it's not true. It's not true. And let them be there for you in the perfect way. In the perfect way. Whatever it is they offer you, it's perfect. It's exactly what you need. And the same for what you offer others. Trust that you can be enough. That who you are, just being still, just being quiet with that person is enough. Trust that whatever comes out of your mouth, perfect thing to say. Perfect thing to say. That you don't have to do anything. That the moment right there is perfect and just your company, just your presence is enough. Because it is. It is. It's always enough. All right? Okay. I don't know if I want to say anything more about that. I was also thinking a little bit about my grandmother with this. In that my grandmother had Alzheimer's. And, I mean, I was a kid. So, I'm not going to be like hard on myself. But I was very triggered by her being ill. Very, very triggered. And very triggered by her being in a care facility and wanting to go home. And being really scared and really wanting to go home, you know? And I could not get over it. Like, I could not get over my own fear of what was happening. Okay? So I just made the situation worse. I remember just like hating having to go and just crying and crying and crying and crying because it was so triggering for me, you know? And if I could go back in time, you know, and be a different version of myself as a little girl, yeah, I would separate myself from what I interpreted to be happening, you know? All she was, okay, she's scared. Okay. Okay, she's not at home. Okay. Okay, she doesn't know where things are. She doesn't know who my dad is. Okay. I don't know who my dad is. Who is he? Like, I would have some levity and I would have some space around it. And from that place, you know, then I would actually be able to be myself, right? I wouldn't be the thing glued to my face. I would actually be myself. Not having an issue with what was going on, not having an issue with her having something going on. And I would have a lot nicer memories of my grandmother. A lot nicer. Yeah. So, yeah, I was just kind of reflecting on that. And that's, so let's pretend I did that, guys. Let's pretend that was what happened. I would like that. I would like that. All right. So what's going on with you guys? Yeah. I mean, it makes a big impact on you. Yeah, separation. I mean, but don't you get excited that the internet makes this so obvious in like a tangible way? That like we're connected more than ever before, and we really are connected. And I get so excited about like all this information getting shared and like how instantaneous it is now. I get so excited for where we're going, that it could just be like commonplace, that everything like the mystics have been talking about forever just becomes like common knowledge, and we're like, oh yeah, there's no such thing as separation. Like, that would be so, I want that. I want like the mystical to become normal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not true. The pain that you suffered from separation, it wasn't true. You just made it up. Like, oh, you just thought something that was inaccurate. You know? That's all it is. That's all it mostly ever is. I know I've gone through my share of that. Yeah. You're welcome. All my advices. All my advices. You are cool with not acknowledging separation. Yeah. I very, very, very much want that. I also, like, everyone is you pushed out, okay, guys? Everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is you pushed out. I'm going to repeat this till I die croaking. But, I'm really starting to believe that thought transmission is real, and that, like, because people are, like, repeating back to me certain things I've, like, said and certain things I've decided, and, it's really interesting when you start, like, combing through your life, and you start looking like, okay, if my thoughts create, if everything is manifestation, if my thoughts create, if everything is just like reflecting back what I have created, what I've imagined, what I've put out there, okay, then like, show me what it is. And even like, so I have like, I wrote a pilot, a TV show pilot a long time ago. And then like looking back at that, I shared it with someone and I was like, oh my God, I ended up in this situation. Like a few years later, the show that I wrote about the pilot, the like premise for the pilot, I kind of ended up in that situation a few years later. And then I wrote this song over the summer, and I remember I put into this song this line that I was like, I don't know if I like this line. And it was it was like, oh, always a pleasure. Like someone saying always a pleasure, which is like really formal. It's like a really formal thing to say after an intimate moment, you know? And I put that into the song, and then someone recently said that to me. and I was like, yeah, of course. Like in the moment I was like, you said that. Yeah, you said that. So yeah, we're not separated. But then it makes me kind of scared to like come up with songs. My voice was out. Can I sing a song for you? I mean, like, I'm not just gonna like, that's super weird to just like croon a song, isn't it? Like, I'm sure, okay, thoughts, frequency, and telepathy. I like how you spelled telepathy. Like, I'm sure you experienced a few times things people said like you thought about. Yeah. And the more that you pay attention, and the more that you're like focused, and you start getting it. Sometimes it's like word for word, and sometimes it's kind of a little bit abstract, let's put it that way. Like maybe the paint's been a little bit diluted, but you really start to get it. You start to get it back. But it makes you much, I have to say, like when you start recognizing it, it makes you much calmer about the whole thing, because you're like, oh, I did that. Okay. Like, it just becomes another color that you put onto the canvas, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So let's try something else, and see if that comes back. And yeah, you stop being triggered by it because it's your doing. It takes away that feeling of hopelessness. And by the way, too, I've never really talked about this on the channel, but if you guys want me to, I will. Like, the experience that I had with my grandmother, I kind of recreated that in my own life. Or at least, well, yeah, I did. I didn't get Alzheimer's, but I kind of recreated that in my own life. And it's crazy. This is like when my Marines would call me an asshole. Yeah, were you thinking you're an asshole? Did you believe you were an asshole? Sing Amazing Grace. I don't want to sing Amazing Grace. I don't know what to sing. I'm not going to sing. I'll do another video of you. Make a request and I'll do another video, but I'll do like a separate special video. Okay? Okay. Maybe like one day I'll do a concert live stream. That'd be so cute. I would like that actually. Yeah. What if you guys, like, happens to me a lot. Yes, I was my hobby. Yeah, I want to know, like, what have people, like, reflected back to you, parroted back to you? Oh, thank you. You're amazing. Concert, yes. That would be fun. That would be really fun. But I would want it to be, like, really casual, like we were just friends around a campfire hanging out. If I was a superhero, what would my superpower be? I would... What would my superpower be? I want to go through, like, time and space. Can I do that? Yeah. That's what I want. Travel through time and space. That, or I want to be, like, I want to be able to take on any shape and form that I want. Like, maybe not isolated to humans. Is that a possibility? I don't know what time traveler. But space too, like dimensions. Imagine all the consequences though. Nah. Multiverse. Every possibility exists. Therefore I'm like weaving through all of them. Shapeshifter in a way. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's it. But I like want their consciousness too. Can I have that? I feel like this is like really ambitious. Like most people would be like, I want to fly, but I'm like, I want to be omnipotent and control all the laws of physics. You don't want to know how to read minds? Well, you do. Whatever you think they're thinking, they're thinking. That's it. What do you think they're thinking, they're thinking. I had this like moment with my ex when I realized that. And I had like made him out to be, there's so much I would redo with my ex. I was constantly, maybe this is a typical girl thing, but I was constantly like, open up to me. like tell me how you're feeling. And he was like, I don't know, I just can't. I'm so scared and I can't. I get blocked and I just can't. And then I had this moment where I realized like I felt everything he felt. I felt everything he felt. Literally, I could feel him all the time. And so I'd just kind of been like, I'd been making it up that I couldn't and being frustrated that I couldn't when I felt him all the time. All the time. He was always there for me. I could feel like, you know, and for me it was that like I had wanted there to be more than what I actually was feeling. I thought like, no, there must be something deeper underneath all of this. But no, it's all there. It's all there. What people are feeling and thinking. My ex was the opposite. She never opened up to me. It was so one-sided. I was deluded to even keep going with her. Yeah. Well, anyway, like, to that, I haven't watched Happy Gilmore yet. To that, like, if I could go back, I guess I'm a time traveler now. This is just the channel where I say, like, what I would do if I could travel through time. Yeah, I would not torment him that way. I would never, ever, ever say, oh, you don't open up to me. I would let him be exactly as he is. Because I could feel everything he was feeling, and it was all incredible, like, feeling in depth. And it doesn't always need to be, like, spoken. Like, sometimes we think if we're kind of crazy in our heads that they need to be too, and that's not true. That's not true. Like, he was much more, yeah, I could feel everything. I knew everything that was going on. Should you open up with your partner, Kevin? Okay. Yes and no, I would say. I think it depends on your situation. So if you have something around people being there for you or being open or vulnerable, okay, and you think like it's not safe for you to be yourself around others, really, then I would say, yeah, open up to them, because it'll prove you wrong, basically. But go there with trust. That's what I would say. It's a trust fall, you know. But have it be that anything you say is fine and perfect. Is fine and perfect, because it is. You're just saying things. You're just saying things. You're just sharing things. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever it is, it's fine. It's fine. However, if you opening up is starting some kind of story or perpetuating some kind of story that you don't actually want. So if it's like, let's talk about our relationship. Where are we going? I'm just so confused and so lost and so like, blah. Yeah, no, don't have that conversation. Don't ever have that conversation. I've had those conversations. They lead nowhere. And also, separation is not true. So if you're like feeling, oh, I'm feeling all this thing and I want reassurance, or I like want this, you can create inner conversations in your head to have that, to get that reassurance, to have that. You can have, you know, like imagine your partner saying whatever it is you really want to hear. Imagine that. And like that's how you like give yourself that love. Like that's actually what's happening when you give yourself love and then someone else comes in to give you that love. What's happening is like they're reflecting you out. So I would say don't open up to your partner if it's for good, not if it's for holding on to something, an insecurity or any kind of pain or distress. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not going to turn out the way that you want it to. Yeah, and I did that way too much. Have I ever experienced astral traveling? No, but I've tried, and I'm determined I will experience it at some point. Who's the guy who talks a lot about that? Hemisync guy. If any of you guys have, let me know. I really want to. You ever experienced hard work? No, never. What's that? I thought open communication was best in a relationship, did not work at times. Yeah, it depends on what are you communicating? What are you communicating? Like, cool, we have open communication where we insult each other all the time. Like, it's a balance. It's like if you want a relationship where you two can like hold each other and reassure one another of your insecurities and your doubts or whatever, and you can like honestly create that, and you create that safety net. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing to have. And also make sure that it's not keeping you in a comfort zone of being less than and lacking and scared, and like make sure that it's the kind of environment that you both are like supporting and lifting one another up, okay, and knowing who you really are. Like if you have that kind of relationship where like you guys are there for one another, but at the same time you don't take each other's bullshit, like you're like, I know what you're capable of. Have this little cry, have this little moment here, but I know who you are. Like those are the best relationships. You hear that again and again and again. Thank you. I wish I would have known this earlier in my life. Me too. Me too. I understand what you're saying. You should never want to be insecure with a partner, but there's ways of authentically communicating your insecurities. Yeah, there really are, you know, and to not make them so heavy. That's what I also mean about like create for yourself a kind of safety around communicating anything, that it's okay. And that it doesn't define you, it doesn't define your relationship. So you get to decide how it works for you, how communication works for you. And that's why I'm like, if you're someone who really struggles with opening up, then I would say like, yeah, do it, because you'll probably find a lot of freedom in that. And the reason why you're probably not communicating is because you're afraid that like that person is going to go if you speak up or if you feel certain things, you know. So you're held in that case in a kind of prison of your own making where like you can't be yourself around the person. Okay, so in that scenario, I would say you want to create, and this was who I used to be, you want to create an environment where you can say anything and you're safe. People catch you. And then maybe after time, you know, you go through that and you know that you can say anything, and then you stop needing to. The open communication did lead to me and my ex insulting the heck out of each other. Oh, to me and my ex insulting the heck out of each other. Yeah. Yeah. It's hurtful. Definitely been eye-opening for me, so makes sense. I'm glad. Glad your eyes are open. Open communication is only good if you and your partner are 100% faithful. Yeah. I'm curious what you mean by faithful, but yeah. If you want to experience time traveling, it's tricking, but a small guide is like falling asleep, waking up, and being very active a lot until your body doesn't know if you are tired or awake anymore. Wait, have you done it? I've honestly looked into this a lot, and there's different methods. Like, there's like the hammock method where you're like shooting your body out. I've looked into it a lot. It's scary. It feels like sleep paralysis before lucid dreaming. Yeah, and like I've heard like another thing you want to do is you want to basically have your body fall asleep, right? But your mind is, so you like kind of trick your body like, oh, we're asleep now, so don't move at all. And then you want to like shoot your consciousness out or something like that. I've experimented with it. Always find the balance when it comes to your soulmate, or at least your potential soulmate. Yeah, find the soulmate that works for you. Find what works for you. Find like what you need and what you want. You get to have any relationships that you want. You do. You get to create the rules. So with all this being said, like, I don't know, you can have whatever you want. Just if you find it becoming detrimental to you, then obviously change it. Usually such insecurities are so minor and petty in the first place. Clear communication of insecurities in the beginning of most relationships prevents long-term consequences in the future. Yeah, probably. But I will say, like, they don't need to know your insecurities. Like, I really used to think that. I really used to think, like, they need to know how crazy I am. I don't know. Again, like, romantic comedies and being like, right, I have to show them that I'm a neurotic mess and then they will love me. And, I mean, there might be something kind of appealing about that. Like, oh, they're so cute. But again, romantic comedies kind of mean that I have that story around it. But now I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, like, flash insecurities at them. I don't need to do that. I can just get quiet, just get still, just get like, you don't need to be that person. You don't need to show them everything. They don't need to know everything about you either. Like, that's another thing too. They don't need to know. If you want that, you can have that. But if you want some privacy, you can have that. You have done astral travel, is like how you said. Okay. Maybe I need to try again. Where'd you go? What did you do? I need a DeLorean. You need a DeLorean, E.G. That's cool. They need to know insecurities, what you perceive as your fault or your authentic self. Once you communicate that, see, I'm going to disagree with you. It's not your authentic self. It's not. They're just insecurities. They're just like things that you've thought are less about yourself that you've held on to a really long time. They're not true. And okay, so you can create, so again, like you can create space around it, that it's fine that you think this thing about yourself. And it's not true. And they love you, okay, regardless. And they're like, you're crazy. And you can have all that, okay? You can have that kind of relationship. But like, if you can also just let your insecurities go. You don't need to vent them. Sometimes it's really helpful, but you don't need to. So I've kind of experienced both. And I've experimented with both, and I'll just say, like, they both work. I kind of prefer, right now, the space I'm in, I kind of prefer the, like, I don't need this person to reassure me. I don't. This is just something that I recognize now for myself, and so, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, tidy that up. I don't need to tell them. I don't need to tell them the terrible things I think about myself. That's, okay, but you do you. You do you. You are an inspiration to us. Thank you. You don't have DeLorean kind of money. You just need a crazy uncle. Okay, you don't need any money. How do I deal with insecurities? How do I deal with insecurities? I recognize first that I'm having them and that they're just thoughts and ideas. They're just thoughts that look true because I've practiced it so much, and now I'm like scan the horizon for evidence of it. And it kind of depends on where I'm at. Sometimes I will like affirm in the exact opposite and go like, fuck you thought. No, this is what I think about myself now. This is what I think about myself now. This is what I think about myself now. Sometimes I'll just like avoid the thing that is triggering to me. So if it's like looking in the mirror or something, or like feeling bad about my something, like my capacity to do something has often triggered me in the past. So I'll literally like catch myself in that moment and just be like, we're dropping it. We're not dealing with that anymore. I did it. Like, nope, I did it. Like, nope, it's fine. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I stay with the version of myself that I want. I stay on that course. I stay on that course no matter what. And it doesn't matter what I'm seeing, because what I am seeing, like what I am actively seeing, is just a result of what I have thought in the past. So I stay true to what I want to see. That's how I deal with my insecurities at the present moment. Yeah, and just realize that like insecurities are just, they're just little ideas, creations. Like you made them, right? You just made them. So, oh, I did that, right? I just bought into that. I paid for that. Now having purchased it, I get to live with it. But, you know, we can get rid of them. Insecurities are only rooted from you letting people think they're better than you, or you not thinking you're good enough. But you are, no matter what anyone else thinks. Yeah, and adding on to that, Justin, them thinking they're better than you, like that's you. That's you going, they think they're better than me. That's you comparing, you creating comparison, you creating a difference, separation, right? Difference between me and them. Them better, me over here, okay? It's not apples and oranges. They'll think, yeah, they'll think what you want them to think. Yes, that's absolutely true, but usually talking insecurities through out loud will alleviate the power that they have. Yeah, I agree with that. It can, okay? And this is someone who like went through a lot of therapy. It can. Depends on who you are. So if this is something you have never spoken about, and I went through this phase, okay? I went through this phase of like saying the thing that I thought I could never say. Saying all of the things that I thought I could never, and they were not, like, not insults, but like the things I thought about myself that I thought I could never say. And receiving on the other end a kind of like, and again, it's important who you talk to, but like a kind of okayness with it. And that was really alleviating for me. Okay, so I went through that period, but I also went through a lot of therapy where I was just like rehashing all the terrible things I felt and thought about myself. And the therapist never was like, stop it. Like, no. And so it never moved. It never moved. It was, and it was kind of self-torture when I look back on it. So yes and no. You're right. You're right. You're right. But yeah, figure out what you need. Figure out what you need. Figure out if you're just perpetuating a story or if you're allowing yourself more space. More space to be exactly as you are, you know? Your response delay. That's all right. Okay, I've already been on for an hour. So, like, really? The time goes by very quickly. Quickly. Is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about? Anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. I wish you all a beautiful evening. On your post from a few hours before you were planning to go. Oh, I didn't see it. What was it? I thought to check that and then I didn't. Do you want me to just do the next one about it? Matthew, Matt, be safe. I'm talking. Yeah, you too, Springbok. What are my favorite vegan foods? Avocados. Done. There's this sauce. There's this place in Montreal called Au Vivre, and they have a sauce called dragon sauce. And it's pretty phenomenal. That's definitely up there. And like, I discovered that if you put it on steamed cauliflower, it tastes like mac and cheese. I left a comment there too. Okay, I will be doing that. I will be doing that next week, and I'm very sorry for not checking. How to help out a person that has anxiety. So the same thing, Kevin, I'll just touch on this super quickly. The same thing, know who they are, okay? They're just like having anxiety. That's not who they are. They are having anxiety, all right? So there is someone who's like calm and perfect and like knows too. Like knows that this is not the end of the world. That whatever they're dealing with, their mind is just running away with them, okay? So you have to like, I'm actually kind of, I know what this is because I've been someone with anxiety and I've definitely been with others with anxiety. You don't want to go with them. Like, can I rephrase that? So they're like in a car at 100 miles per hour, you know? And you can like get caught up in their anxiety. Okay, yeah, like it's really bad, and they kind of want you in the car with them because they're so convinced that they're out of control, you know? But so if you can be the calm, still place for them, and no matter what they say, no matter like what terrible thing they think is gonna happen, you're like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Now, in the moment, they might not be like, okay, I feel all better. You have to be all right with them not being that. You have to be all right with that. But you also have to trust that you can be this place of like solidity for them and stillness. You can be that for them and that it does make a difference. That's how I approach anxiety at this point. Okay. Okay, I'll give you a song, Justin Pierce. Do I ever give signatures, like an autograph? You know, I haven't really, but I would. I didn't used to. I used to get fan mail. I used to be like, but now I would. Handmaid's Tale. Let's talk about Handmaid some other time. It's super contagious. Yes. Yep. So don't get in the car with them. You're the solid still place. That's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And it is. It is. Yeah, and that's kind of like a, I don't love to use the word like energy, but it's kind of an energetic thing, you know? Like if emotionally you can ground yourself and just be there, it will ground them. It will. But don't fight it. Like don't like need them to change in that moment. You just hold your center. No, I wouldn't. Would I? I don't know. I don't know. You can email me about that. Okay. I love you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one, and I will get to those questions. Thank you for posting below them. Yeah, and if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about. Thank you. Okay, great. I'm gonna have lots of things to sign. Oh, right, it's 10 a.m. Land down under. Peace out, Nessa. Have a wonderful, so have a wonderful day. How do you know when I go live? So I normally go live on Saturdays at 5 o'clock this time. Sometimes it's Sunday, but it's usually Saturdays at 5 o'clock. And I post usually on the Saturday that I will be doing so. Okay. Yeah, go kill me again. All right. Okay. Goodbye.